Guys, thanks very much for coming on this evening. We're just 5 minutes of your time just to outline sort of what we're going to try and do before I introduce who's coming along. We're trying to set up a rugby development group within the club. We're trying to set up something for coaches initially, and then for players that we can develop people. Why is that going to be important? Well, there's a World Cup coming up in 2015. Any sort of coach development needs to start taking place from now. My personal view is, I think in terms of these sort of things, I don't know whether the RFU have started early enough, quite frankly, for a 2015 World Cup. I'm not quite sure that things are in place. So now is definitely the time to start doing things. There's going to be a huge influx of players coming into the game, and as coaches we need to make sure that those guys get a good experience, so that we can give them a good time. If we give them a good time, they'll stick around. The more they come back, they'll improve, and away we go. A mistake that probably happened in 2003, not enough capacity. Not enough coaches, not enough quality coaches, not enough referees. Didn't quite capitalise on what was going on. Sevens now an Olympic sport. Where there's Olympic sport, there's Olympic-sized funding as well. We want to try and access some of that. And certainly my role in the county's only got a limited capacity to actually develop players. It can really only look after the top, 3, 4, 5% of players. What happens to the second and third tier of players below that? You know, the 7%, the 8% player, who are still very good club players. Maybe not county players, maybe not international players, maybe not regional, but still very, very good club players. And I think there's a role that maybe we can model this to fill some of that gap as well. Okay, so we want to look after both players and coaches, and we want people, a simple way I look at it, we want people to get to Sussex teams, Quins, South East, and then into some international sides. So I think that. So how are we going to do this? We want to look at some internal coach stuff. Okay, and we'll do that ourselves, we'll do that through external speakers, and we'll do that through some RFU CPD stuff. We want to look after our own players first and foremost, but then after time we actually want to expand it. We're quite happy for other coaches to come in, to link with some schools, to upskill what's going on at the schools, and then maybe there's an opportunity to link with some players from other clubs and organisations as well, without necessarily getting into the sort of poaching side of things. Maybe we run a Barbarians team, where players from a number of clubs can come together, different sort of training. You know, those second and third tier players come together, training once a month, and go and play a few club fixtures here and there. So just another step up, just bridges that gap for some of those guys and gives them an experience as well. Maybe we need to have a look at how we can employ some guys as well. Lots of boys want to get involved with sports science and coaching and so on. Maybe we need to just evolve our way to provide those sort of opportunities as well. And we can do some education as well. So, kicking it off quite literally, there's a joke in there somewhere. I want to introduce Rolly Williams from the RFU. Rolly and I have met up a couple of times now, but most recently up on an RFU course doing trainer stuff. I twisted his arm and he said he would one day come down and do a kicking session. So I've twisted it right off, and here he is tonight. He has managed to find us, a little bit lost. Rolly's moved into a new role now. He's now the head of knowledge development at the RFU. So he's trying to, not explain it more, but sharing knowledge between different organisations, different partners, things that they do well, borrowing lessons from other sports as well. I'll probably leave a few things off, but he's been a premiership kicking coach for Wasps, Bath, Quins, Wigan, London Broncos, amongst others.
Yep.
It's not bad, so there's 5 places. So very lucky to have him down the side, so welcome.
Two things that come out there. Knowledge development, the RFU, that's not an oxymoron. That's your homework, by the way, again, and go on find out oxymoron. Yes, it's coming up tomorrow. Maybe take us at the bar, I'll find out tomorrow. And the second thing is, it's quite right, I've sort of been involved in the Premiership for about 10 or 12 years, operating with mainly Wasps for 4 years, where we were very successful. We used to say with the Heineken Cup Premiership and the Anglo-Welsh, and down to Bath for a little while. I also operated in the Super League for 3 years with Sean Edwards' old team, at Wigan Warriors. And in between times I found some time to go over to the States and coach the US Eagles for a couple of years as well, which is pretty good fun. But I'm back here now, and I'm operating. Do you see the draw? Draw today? See the draw? So you just couldn't have asked for this. It's a shocker.
Great for the Irish.
Oh, fantastic. I just love the way in New Zealand, they probably love it. They seem to pick their own group. What do we have? Oh, Oceania 1. Great. Top draw there, guys. Well done. Yeah, if you're the commercial director of 2015 right now, you're thinking, he's got. Let this all go well. Fingers crossed for the guys anyway. So, tonight, he did twist my arm. Didn't take much twisting, because I know he's doing great work down here for you all, and long may that continue. But tonight, I just wanted to look very briefly at some technical, tactical work with your kicking guys. Your kickers? Yeah, okay. What positions do we have? Fly half, full back, scrum half, full back. So what age group are you? Oh, teenagers, so there you go. Yeah, full back. Okay. So fly half, scrum half, centre, full back. Okay, that's great. So what I want to look at tonight is just really four very, very quick fundamental things. We're going to look at some technical kicking out there. We're going to try and upskill you on that. And then we'll have a little look at some tactical work as well. All right, and those coaches amongst us here as well. We'll stop periodically, guys, when you're working with me, and I'll chat with the coaches and just get some thoughts from them as well. Okay, so we're all in this together. There's only four fundamentals really that we need to look at. And there they are for you. How you set up, how you approach, how you strike the ball, and how you sort of release or follow through the ball. Now, there may well be kicking coaches from wherever, or skills coaches, which will talk to you about all sorts of weird and wonderful things. It's window dressing. You just get those four things right, and everything else goes from there. What we're going to look at tonight a lot is getting your kicking process right. Not the outcome, but the process. Okay? So there's some very, very quick side of things that we're going to look at this evening. We're going to look at where your hands are placed on the ball. We're going to look at the ball position for the different types of kick you're going to employ. Your body angle that you've got. Your eyes, where you're looking at the ball. Keeping a stable head, that's really, really important. And your shoulders. Now that sounds an awful lot to take in one go, but what you find very, very quickly is that as you get yourself into that second position, these things will fall into place. Right? So don't worry about too much about that, but we'll go through it then. These are really just for you. If you hear me say things during the course of the evening, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So if you ever hear me say comfy carry, it's just my little phrase for just be comfortable with the ball, soft elbows rather than too rigid and relaxed. Just want you guys to relax whilst you're kicking. We'll talk about the head position and the stability. We'll talk about how we get through the kick. How the stride pattern leading into the kick is really important, and how you strike the ball. When we get to the ball strike, we're going to talk to you about how you get into that final stride before you kick it. Now, we can spend all night in here going through a PowerPoint presentation, or we can go out there and practice. I'm a great believer in actually getting out there and practicing, because I could speak about foot position in here and trying to show you till the cows come home. But you need to be getting out there and doing it. I'm a great believer working around the kicker as the kicking coach, not the other way around. So I'm not going to ask you to kick one particular way. I'm going to work around you guys, and we get you to kick correctly, but in your way. Okay? We follow the four fundamentals: the setup, the approach, the strike, and the release. But you'll be kicking pretty much your style. I'll just get you to do that a little bit more correctly. Okay? The four-stage process will transfer itself to goal kickers. So those goal kickers will be amongst us as well. Same thing, the setup. Instead of having the ball in your hand, it's how you set up ready for the kick. The approach, the strike, the follow through. Everything comes into these four fundamentals. Okay? Hayden's going to have this, and he can send this out to all your coaches and all the players as well. So this isn't precious. I'm not, keep this hidden away. This is all for you guys to help you benefit. And there's the last part of that fundamental, the release. Okay, so if you hear me talk about the head coming up, it's one of the phrases we talk about. Don't worry too much about this, we'll talk all about it when we get out there. I'm a great believer in working hard at your training, and I'm a great believer in working hard at your skills. Because what we want out there when you in the heat of battle, if you like, is that you do things very instinctively and very naturally. You shouldn't have to stop, think, pause, do too late. That time, whatever age grade, whatever level you play at, you do not have that amount of time. So what we do is we work and we work and we work on the process, so when it comes to it, you can just go onto automatic pilot, and just go through your process, and the outcome will take care of itself. Okay? On the tactical side, that's pretty much it. Okay? Again, I'll leave this with Hayley. The fundamental one I want you to think about there is at the very bottom. We kick in rugby because we want to, not because we have to. How often do you hear coaches, oh it's the lads actually, how often do you hear somebody say, just kick it! Stop playing rugby and kick it! So all of a sudden, they're telling you exactly what they think of where kicking should be. It's on the, we can't think of anything else to do, Floyd, so let's just goof it. If you kick smart, if you kick well, then you'll get good results. If you kick because you can't think of anything else to do, or you've got yourself in a position where you've got no other choice, then yes, it's pretty dull kicking and it's negative kicking. We want to kick positive and we want to kick smart. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. I'll leave you with those thoughts. How many guys have we got kicking wise? Are you all working with us at the back? Can you just see a show of hands so I know exactly how many I've got to work with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 4 would be brilliant. That's great. What we're going to do when we get out there is we'll go through a few warm-up drills. You may have your own little stretches normally do. I'm just going to go, we've got balls, haven't we? My car was stolen again, by the way, and all the bag of balls. Among other things. So I've had to rely on Hayden to supply some balls for us tonight. So apologies for that. They're not great. So are they 4s and 5s?
Should be a few 4s on there, okay, not so many. Most of these guys are 5s, but a couple of 4s.
When we get out, we're going to spend about, let me see, 7:15, 8. We're going to be till about 8:30 because you can't overkick because I don't want you guys overstretching your hip flexors and your hamstrings and all the rest of it. So we're going to work for about 75 minutes, but that will include stopping, chatting, going through some questions, looking at some tactical stuff as well. So I'm not going to keep kicking. It just won't be too good for you. And then of course I'm going to stop and chat to the coaches every so often as well. Happy with that, guys? Happy? Right, get yourselves out, get your boots, get ready.
Oh yeah, no,
you're not working with me, it's just trying to find an area where you can sort of see or be seen. Right, what I want you to do is get yourselves in your groups, 3s or 4s, whatever you are. I just want you to sort of get yourself into a sort of 10 or 12 pace kicking zone. Alright, I'm just going to wander around. I'm not going to tell you how I want you to kick or what you're going to do as part of the kicking right now. You go out, kick the ball back and forth to each other. You're only operating over about 10, 12 metres. And then we'll have a chat as we go on. So off you go. You can use this as part of your warm-up as well, so you're not trying to kick really hard. Find an area where you're not sinking in the mud.
This as well? No. You want to?
Right, hold it there, guys, please. Right, what am I seeing? Seeing people who are leaning back, seeing people who are throwing the ball up, seeing people who are slightly opening their foot when they kick, seeing people
people dropping the ball between the legs, and I'm seeing a lot of people having to go running and fetching the ball. Bearing in mind we're only operating over about 10 to 12 paces, we must be doing something not quite right. So what I'd like you to think about on this next go back to each other is two things. One, dropping the ball down the thigh of your kicking leg. Why? Where's your foot? At the end of your leg. Perfect logic. You drop the ball, the boot will always go to the ball. If you drop the ball there, the boot will go there. Why? Because if you don't, you end up kicking fresh air, like a bit of a numpty. So the boot will always go to the ball. So if you drop it poorly, you'll strike it poorly. So it's really important. Second thing I'd like you to think about is just your head position. So looking down the back of the ball, which means you won't start leaning back. When you pivot on your hips, bad things will happen. So all I want you to think about is down the back of looking down the back of the ball, dropping the ball down the thigh, and the ball follows the line of strike. Whichever, no, that's fine, I'll get it. Or you could kick it back. Hey, what's the weather like on your planet? An overcast? Is it at the moment? Come on, I don't know. Okay. I feel like having a conversation with a toaster when we stand there and every so often something pops up. Right. You're going to catch this with left. Down the thigh. Ball will follow the line of strike. Goes exactly where you need it to go. Right, carry on. Dropping the ball down the thigh, onto the boot, looking down the back of the ball. You're striking the underside of the ball. So you get that nice shape of the ball turning end on end. Too many really, but here's just a little practice here. What I'd like you to do, sorry, what I'd like you to do is with your kicking leg, I'd like you to be the same. So as you strike it, I want you to step forward. We wouldn't ordinarily do this. This is just to get you in the habit of getting your weight through the kick. So you're going to kick and then step. So as I release, I'm going to make sure my kicking foot is the same foot I lean forward on. Come on. Nudge. Okay? That's what I want you to try. Off you go. So we're dropping it down the leg, looking down the back of the ball. Now pushing our weight through the kick. We should be catching it on the underside of the ball so we get that nice end-on-end shape. Stiff arms, just relax,
boys
relax.
at the top there, including
Carry
George, need an
soft
extra
elbows.
ball.
Nice and relaxed. Okay, last one, hold it there. I'd now like you to think about your foot shape. So there's two types of foot shape that we employ when we're kicking. If you hear me say plantar flexion, I'm pointing my toe down and away from my shin. If I'm dorsiflexion, I've got my toe slightly back towards me. If you plantar flexion, you drive the ball slightly more lower and harder. If you dorsiflexion, you can tend to put immediate height on the ball. But it still goes where you want it to go, because you're still following the line of strike. So whether it's here, whether it's here, you still have the same effect. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is work on the one shape at the moment. So your toe pointing down and away, You're pushing through the kick. Really feel like you're pushing through the ball. Here we go. Let's put it all together now. Alright, jog in please fellas in your cup. I won't do this too often, but when you're listening, have a little stretch your muscles, just nice and relaxed, because we're not kicking far, we're not kicking hard. So what we've talked about getting the ball where? Down the thigh of your kicking leg, because that's where the boot is, and that's what's going to shape the kick. If you drop it there, the boot will always go to the ball. We've talked what else? Head position is what?
Down the back of the ball.
Eyes looking down the back of the ball. When you do that, what does it instinctively do up here? If I go from there to here, what do you see that's happening? Yeah, so the points of the shoulders come forward. So all of a sudden my weight is starting to get into that shape that we want to go forward ahead of the kick rather than leaning back on the kick. Lean back, bad. Going forward, good. So we're there, we're now in a nice relaxed position. We talked about soft elbows. We're dropping the ball, and as we're kicking, we're getting through the ball. Eventually, once we get into distance kicking, you're going to end up in that sort of shape where you're coming up with your support leg. But for now, as part of a warm-up drill, you've had you kicking to get into the habit of bringing your weight through the kick. So what we're going to do now when we go back out is give yourselves another 5-6 paces or meters, depending on where you can operate. And I want you to give yourself what we would call a lead-in step. So I just need you to toss the ball up, and I want you to have a lead-in step. So when you kick, you're going to finish up on at least the toes of your supporting foot, or you might finish with a little skip forward. What does that show me that you've done? Yeah, you've released the kicking foot well, you've got your weight through the kick, and you've pushed your weight through the kick rather than leaning back and away from the kick, which means you have a lot more control and a lot more power for a lot less effort. If you think about your head is 12 and the ground is 6, and you're leaning back and you're kicking the ball from there, you're only ever going to get that sort of flicky action. If that's 12 and that's 6, we want to be kicking the ball at about 7 o'clock, which has what effect, do you think? Here's the best way to describe it, isn't it? George. I'm not really going to hit you, I promise you, alright? Although I have messed this up a couple of times in the past, so I'm sorry. It's the difference, from a boxing analogy point of view, from doing that or what. But what do you think is going to have the most effect? That one, isn't it, when I'm coming through?
Yeah.
So we want you kicking the same way. Kick lower in there, by the time you're striking the ball, you're about there, so then you get all that, as opposed to, that's all you can get. So the analogy there is kick lower, so you get boom, all that power coming through. Make sense? Okay, let's go try it. So let's put it all together now. You're going to probably need more space. You're going to find the ball flying a little bit further. Give yourself a little lead-in step. So just toss the ball up to yourself, take 1 or 2 steps, and then when you're ready, kick through the ball.
That's lucky, isn't it?
Yeah, keep it low just now.
Keep your body fairly controlled, because you're like that at the moment. Okay. proof down there. Now keep that going. Keep the discipline going. Good nudge. Forget what we talked about, foot position. So you're making contact on that nice, bony, lacy part of the boot. That's what's striking the ball. Nice, strike it, control. Think about where you're gripping the ball now. Slightly in the middle. So you've got control of the ball till the last second. Ball to boot, not the other way around. So the discipline is you're dropping the ball to the boot, not leaning back and lifting the boot to the ball. Again, we're looking down the back of the ball. Nice comfy carry, soft elbows. Now just hold it there, please, fellas. Okay, just a little exercise to find out if you're what we call centred over the kick. There's a few of you now, you're not leaning back as much, but a few of you are leaning off to the side, which means that as you're coming in, you're a bit lazy with your approach. Remember we talked about 4 fundamentals: set up, approach, strike, and release, or follow through. So if you haven't even got number 2 sorted out, 3 and 4 aren't going to go well for you. So those of you coming in are a bit lazy, start thinking about your approach. And what I want you to do is to make sure you're centred over the ball.
Tell them.
A little exercise for you. I don't know how it's going to go with this. Ideally, you should be in a position to be centred over the ball, which means no matter what happens here, you should be able to maintain that level of balance. Like a, so I'm not looking for big distance here, I'm just looking for an exercise which allows me pretty much 2 or 3 swings. Come on, please. And then hopefully there you go. You should be able to do that all day. Centred. No excuses and said, oh yeah, but I'm a scrum half, I box kick. Same principle. Stay there all day. Try that now, you have to get a bit closer to your partners. Nothing changes. Your foot position will probably need to go to dorsiflexion as you kick it. But the thing to look at is, can you pendulum your kicking leg 2 or 3 times before you put it down? Let's see how your balance is. Off you go. Kicking right underneath the point of the ball now. Really release it. Then put it down when you're ready, not because you have to.
Sorry.
Right, and keep that leg swinging 1 or 2 more, and then release it down. That's not bad. Keep it off, but okay, get in there, it's better. Now you're in your standing position, and you're just kicking off the standing position. Swing. What we were looking for is when you did that, was to go kick, 2, 3, down. Okay? Just kick it from standing and go boom, 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 down. Swing your leg. There you go, not bad at all. Couple more each. Let's really see if we can get that leg pendulum. Okay, you come fellas, please, last time. Okay, well done. So the younger, more flexible members of the kicking group, a nice pendulum movement going through the ball. Obviously there were some of our more senior kickers who's all they could do to get above knee height, which was quite good. That was quite impressive as well, I have to say. And I'm going to have to come down on a match day and see what you like on a Saturday night off again. Some of you. Okay, great. So that's what we're looking at. So now we've looked at being centred. Little exercise there, bang. Have I got my balance? Yes, I have. Look at this, I've been there all day. If you're leaning one way or the other, or too far forward or leaning back, you're never going to be able to achieve that. So it's just a small exercise to help you know whether you're doing things correctly over the ball. Okay, so we talked about the setup. We've given you a sort of a lead-in step on the setup, and we've kicked through, but there's far more to that. What would normally happen is that you'd step into the kick until you're comfortable, and then we talk about a slightly elongated last stride. So instead of just having one step into your kick now, what I'm looking for you to do, probably, which means your left footer, and your kicking foot is there. You probably start with that'll be your kicking foot forward. 1, 2, and on the third, that's when we're getting ready. So if your right footer obviously is 1, 2. We're getting into that position. We're having gone looking down the back of the ball with our shoulder points slightly forward and our position of the ball. We're now doing it on the move. So as we rock into the kick, we go 1, 2, nothing changes, nothing changes. We're still in that nice position. Our head's looking down the back of the ball. We know we're centered because we're balanced. We've got that shape. Now as we're kicking in, the only slight difference is a slightly elongated last stride, which allows you to cock this leg and then bring it through, and all that power comes through. So think about how we started. Now we're bringing it into our kicking game. So I'm looking for you to have about a 2-step lead in. So if you're left foot, as I said, have your left foot forward, toss the ball up to yourself, 1, 2, boom, and then you kick. Right foot, the same principle, 1, 2, and then that slightly elongated stride. And as that hits the ground, whoops, your foot is cocked, ready to come through. Back you go. Let's go. Distance-wise, you may feel that you need to go a little bit further now because you're going to be getting through the kick with a bit more power. But don't forget, nothing changes on the technique. Looking down the back of the ball, dropping down the thigh. But I'm just going to see if a few of you are doing it naturally, and then we're going to talk about it. Into the kick, and when you feel it's natural to kick and you're comfortable, then kick. Don't obsess about the number of steps, just toss the ball up to yourself, jog forward, kick the ball when you're comfortable. Good. About it all good. Right, just hold it stay there, stay where you are, but just watch. When you've got into that last leading stride, some of you are doing it really naturally, which is great. It shows me that you've got a natural instinct to kick. So what are you doing with your arms and your hands? As you're coming up, you're holding the ball. You can't kick with two there, so what's been happening? What's been happening to the other arm? At some stage, you do what? You're releasing, aren't you? You're starting to release the hand, but a few of you are doing the right thing and controlling the ball as long as you can with the other hand. So as you step into it, this hand is coming away to balance. And if you're left footer, this hand is holding the ball. If you're right footer, this hand's been coming away and you're just holding it till the last second and then releasing the ball. Which shows me that's pretty good, because you're not releasing the ball up here. You're controlling it to the last minute, taking the hand away, and still controlling the ball until it gets down to the boot. A few of you have started now, because you're running, you're doing this with the ball. So as you're running into the kick, the ball is lifting like that. And when you get to there, the last stride, unfortunately, the ball is up here, and you're dropping it a long way down, and the ball is ending up all over the place. So the discipline for you, hang on, the discipline for you on the kick is just to keep the ball there naturally, rather than allow it to come up and down as you run. So we keep it there, keep it nice and easy, so when we kick, we know it'll go exactly where we want to put it, because the drop distance is still only inches rather than all the way from up here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Give it a go. Good effort on the video, nice, yeah, like that. Right, start giving yourself some scores now. Straight to your partner, 1 to you. If he can't return as accurately as you do, you win that kick.
Kicking the ball well, Joe. Get the hands right, then everything else.
Right, Lidleys, come here a minute. You Lidleys, come, boys. Jog in, Joe. So here's the deal. Sometimes you can fight them with a 4. What will happen when you normally play with a 4? Right, it's a bit more easy to control. We don't have 4 all the time. So when we kick in this 4, when we strike in it, we're trying to get on that so we get that nice shape that we get end on end. Alright, so some of you have been kicking it right into the ball when we're doing end on end kicks. And just getting horrible and flat. Okay, so we're looking to get that shape with the ball. So where I'm striking it is where do you think?
Rolling.
Is that 4? Yeah. Striking. Yeah, just above the point there. So if you put your hand just above the point there like that, that's where I'd be striking. So I can go, boom, get a nice shape then. So when we're kicking, we're looking just above the point there. As we kick, get a nice end on end shape. Okay? Later on when we do other types of kicking, we're kicking it in different places. But for what we're trying to achieve here, the spiral later on, we're talking about getting the ball, get that ball that creates that side. Now, so look for you guys to do everything you're talking about there, kicking it there so you get that shape. Right, let's put it all together now. Smash it, kick it harder. That's all it was. Don't heave-ho into it. Smooth and not hard. Okay, you can. Okay, how are we doing? We getting there? We getting it? Starting to feel a bit more comfortable on the ball? I hope so. Right. A couple of you guys I've noticed are starting to bring your hips around. Okay, not a problem with that at all. A la Danny Carter and sort of kicking around the ball, not a problem at all. So some of you like to come around slightly, nothing changes. The only thing you must remember about coming roundhouse there is that the margins for error are really, really small. Here's easy, you know, easy-ish, anyway, bang, straight line kicking. That's why you see a lot of the guys when they're kicking at top end stuff, they want accuracy, they tend to go there. Okay? But some of the guys when they want a bit more distance, they come around, nothing changes in that. We still drop the ball where we want to. We've had to take our hands off slightly quicker. As we kick, we are still coming through the ball and finishing square to the target. So we're dropping the ball there, coming around, but finishing square to the target. As opposed to, as I said, the margins for error are really small. Being that way too far, and as we kick, what happens? What do you think's going to happen?
Slice it.
Yeah, it's off the outside of the boot. A lazy drop, and you drop it there, and you're dragging it infield. And all of a sudden, the forwards, you know those people who emerge from whatever it is they emerge from, a dark place they inhabit, they look up and they've seen the ball kick down the middle of the field, and now they've got to defend on both sides. Okay? So they hate you, you can see that look in their eyes. Right? They hate you. Never, ever, ever, ever do a kick like that, and then when half time comes, run ahead in front of the forward because your back's turned then. So you don't want to be doing that. Okay? Never upset a forward. Always wait till they go past you. So there's our kick. Finishing square to the ball. Sorry, I should have warned you that was coming. Right. I saw that.
Sorry, I'm no doubt here.
And the foot shape is always plant deflection. It's almost like a goal kick on the run if you think about it. But we're always finishing square. So those of you who want to start employing that as well, not a problem at all. What other types of kick do you think we can employ out of the hand? Often we don't see much of these days.
Torpedo.
A torpedo or a spiral kick. Can you grab that from me? So a lot of people think that when they kick a spiral punt, they come across the ball to create the spiral. No, it's the angle of the ball that will create the spiral. So if I'm a right footer and I'm kicking down there, that's 12 and 1, it's about 11 and 5. I'm a left footer, it's about 1 and 7. So that slight angle, we are still kicking through the fat of the ball. Okay? And it's the angle of the ball that'll create the spiral. You kicking through the fat of the ball and coming through and up doesn't change. It's the angle of the ball that'll create that spiral for you. Okay? Sometimes you get a nice sexy spiral, sometimes you don't. But what you will get is a ball that follows the same line of strike again. Ideally. That's one if I may. Thank you very much. So think about your drop. When I was growing up and kicking, I had a really bad habit of tossing the ball up. So I made myself almost cap-handed and gave myself that sensation. I was pushing the ball down. Normally you'd hold the ball comfortable there. As you take your hand away, you're still controlling the ball at that angle. Okay, and if you're right footer, of course, at that angle. As you come through and up, kicking right to the guts of the ball, that nice fatty part of the ball, and because of the foot at the angle of the ball, you get that spiralling shape. Okay? The great thing about those kicks, again, you only do it to keep the forwards happy. When we're trying to drill towards the corners, you can drill it low, and if you kick it inside, you can vary the height a little bit. It's not so easy when you're kicking round, but the ball tends to go on an upward trajectory, and the same kicking end on end. On the spiral, you can really vary the height and the distance you drive it into the ground, or let it carry a long way. Okay? it's a great art, lost art, I'm afraid. You don't see many doing it. Jeremy Staunton's probably one of the best spiral punters of the ball I've ever worked with. Tremendous distance. Right, so what I'm going to do now is to start thinking. We would normally do a sort of game now where the ball goes along the ground, grabber kicking sort of thing, but I suspect, yeah, it ain't going to work, is it? So we stick to kicking away from the ground and ball into hand. So what I'd like to start thinking about now is employing any one of those three types of kick, end on end still, coming around slightly, or starting to get used to a spiral punt. Foot is always in a plantar flexion shape and you're always coming through the fat of the ball. Remember, it's the angle of the ball that'll create the spiral. Don't kick across, kick through and up. Keep your balance again, don't lean back or off the ball. Off you go, let's see where you go. Nothing changes about your head shape, keeping your head still, looking at the ball. So what's for you, right or left? So alternate.
You do a spiral kick now, then, are you? Yeah?
Twist on it.
Oh, it's into the road.
Not getting much fire, he's dropping it back across the boot. Get that nose pointing slightly further forward. Oh God. And have the nose of the ball pointing down as you're firing. Because by the time you lift it, pretty much takes you where you want it to be. Not bad. Good.
That lovely kick, spiral kick, and you're going to shoot left straight in the touch, don't you?
Bend it. Some of the boys that was looking for it. What's the most one? Is that George?
George Curran,
Question was
oh, strong off first, I think so, yeah.
Absolutely, it's like a shot. Absolutely.
Joe. Remember which way was the point?
Your room's in that as well, yeah?
So again, quite a nice tight spiral, and really good.
Rolling, slowly, rolling.
So it shows me.
Just think of the context, you want to get that He's tuning it.
Well, you've got the front stuff. Huh?
Now, boys. I need you to come in now and be position specific.
Boys, did he come?
Some of these guys won't know each other. So, guys, if you're a 9, go and see Henry. Stick your hand up, Henry. If you're a 10, come and see Harry. 15's with Sam in the middle here. Sam, stick your hand up.
Be a 15.
If you're not quite sure,
Okay, where are the 9s, Callum?
Over
9s. Head over there for the 9 step.
The 9s were 10s.
Sorry?
we've got a midfielder there. at the moment.
Feeling others.
Hi, Chester.
Ted's right over on the far side.
Following our few guidelines.
So you've got 9s, 10s, midfield, back 3, and people who should know better.
Good.
Good.
Fine. Oh, I'm pleased to see what's the case.
Nice grouping. Nice grouping.
One thing that's interesting,
Alright,
Alan
we've got a
over
bit of
there.
chaos going on here, so we're going to have to work through the chaos. We're going to have the 9s, box kicking. How many 9s have we got? Well, don't worry, okay. We're going to have some of the 9s box kicking, some of the 9s passing to the 10s. The 9s and 10s who are passing and kicking. We're going to work here, I'll show you in a second. The 9s who are box kicking, you're going to be box kicking the back 3 players. What I want from you as the back 3 is you're going to be catching the ball and you're going to make a decision. A shift pass to the guy next to you and he's going to kick, or you're going to do a kick return yourself. So just to show you how that's going to look, 9s.
Go on to the decking.
Sam, that's the ball off into the box. Sam, so another back 3 winger or full back. Sam, sorry. Leo, here, buddy. Right there. When you're ready, H. Not bad. Okay, let's pretend for a minute it lands here. Okay? Sam's going to make a decision. He's going to do a punt return, and there'll be another scrum half waiting. He's going to do a shift pass to Theo, sorry. He's going to do the punt return yourself. And then you guys step out, and then another 2 are going to step forward. While that's happening, with the box kicking 9s, the back 3 catching, another couple of 9s are passing, probably down that end I would think, to the 10s. We're going to do one or 2 things. Catch the ball and kick themselves, or catch the ball, shift pass to whoever's standing next to them, they're then going to kick. You 2 guys step back, the next 2 step forward. So we're constantly rotating who's catching, kicking and passing. Okay? So where am I? Kicking 9s. So it might be that, so where are my catchers here? My 15, my pairs, back 3 guys here. What might be handy is if I get my passing 9s and 10s up here. I'll tell you what, we'll all kick in that direction, and then we can all run down and then recover the ball and kick back, can't we? So half of you are there and half of you are here, if that makes sense. Slightly chaotic, I know. Might help, Thomas. Can we clear the deck for a second? That's the clean area for kicking. Not you want to throw ball flying up the area inside your head.
You with us for that time or not?
Fine,
Don't need to start and stop, just let's see, you can see what you see is what you get, you can turn it.
Henry,
What do you do then? Just turn it.
You just turn it
but what I'm going to be doing,
to zoom in,
doing the rounds,
zoom out,
spend a bit of time with the guys,
What am I supposed to do then? Just zoom in.
just record
then the
it.
back three guys, then
Yeah.
We're here, the guy in the red is who we come to see, so actually we're recording him, you might need to zoom in.
it's a good effort, man. Like a kick for
Try and keep
right.
him as much as possible, pick up everything he's saying, what he's instructing.
And when he's not talking, you can zoom out
So
and
we,
use pretty accurate players.
what are we going to do? Kick there,
Drop the ball, mate.
you're going to catch it, make a decision, kick yourself. Theo's going to kick return, good. Now then, this is something I've heard over the years about coaching, I don't know, maybe a bit of an urban myth, but I've heard catching the ball like improves your chance by 100% for kicking it back. Only what I've heard. Okay? So don't drop it. Kicking meters, so one about a 3.5 second carry. Sam, somebody just put a dead fish in the end of your leg, mate. Sorry, I can hear that from here. Slap! Firm foot, straight through the ball. Next two, step up. Where are my back three guys? Somebody else should be ready to catch and pass.
Joe, just put the ball down. It's going to get one coming in.
You guys are going to catch, kick, return. And then that 2 step away, next step forward. Let's have these balls flying back and forth. Let's go. Let the chaos commence. Let's go. Play on. Doesn't matter if you drop it. Play on. Get the kick in. Same thing. Don't slap at the ball. Don't lean back. Let's not fall out here, buddy. That's 30 minutes of my coaching and another pan here. The ambition.
Let's come on. There.
You're trusting Hayden, or you've got good insurance.
Sam!
Nice kick return, bit loose of the toe. Forward where you wanted it to go. Last couple for the box kickers, then they're going to switch to passing. They're brilliant. Every quarter, drill that ball really low into the ground like don't go back, Henry. Bad things happen when you get back, buddy.
Exactly, I just don't really want to
Scare the camera.
We'll get better, Sam, don't worry.
Nothing beats some centre, mate, I'll tell you. Too much towards the middle of your stance there. That's why you drag it onto the left.
Sans!
Okay, scrummies who have been boxing, come over and pass. Kens will be kicking here, you're not going to be catching and doing kick returns. You guys up you come, you're going to be kicking on the run.
Pick up the camera, right? Walk down that end so you can go and listen to him.
Maybe he's going to kick.
What, go?
Yep, so zoom out. That's it. And just try and keep it fairly steady as you walk, but just wander up the other end, that'll be fine. There you go.
So it's a right footer, he's holding the ball there.
Yeah, toes a little bit. You were okay yesterday, no?
So if you select the kick, as we come up, holding the ball nicely, with a nice foot shape, bouncing it, nice and easy pass. Try and get the right foot to the pretty square to the target. Okay? Go. Oh! I heard that. Horrible. Horrible! You need another box kick.
Where do you live?
Yes, please. Don't fall off the ball. What happens is that you get under the ball, you just fall off that side.
Yeah. Max lives about 8 houses away from us. Oh, is it? Got the lad, he's a year above. Opposite. Right. Axis. He also comes in. Got Christian. Yes.
Good. How are we doing on the kicking on the run here? Not very well, but
Yeah, now they put it into a scenario, more realistic scenario. The basics have gone out of their game.
guys, we're just coming forward a bit out of this stuff, so we may have to push you back a bit.
Lost their...
Let's take 10 steps back. Oh, sorry. Okay, so where's my first two? strike.
I haven't seen it at all in our age group. No. Not intentionally. I think it's happening.
What's happening?
I've seen it in out the back of the scrum. A few times when I've been refereeing, but I couldn't say that it's always been our team doing it. But I've seen the ball come out and the pressure's on and
Yes, that halfway actually, but they're not kicking off. They've kicked it out of the scrum, but not necessarily in that. The second forward almost across. Yeah.
yeah.
Boom. As you come down, you
The
should
actual
try and face
technique of
forward.
the kick.
That's 5.
And I've seen they kick them.
Step, kick. Big fella, what you're doing,
The whole idea is to
you're
leave the ball
real
on the ground
rush
as
to
long
get
as
the foot down. You go,
possible. So it's barely off the ground.
let it come down that.
Down here, it's like
Kick through and high, and then
And it could actually be a pass. Up to that point, it could still be a pass.
yeah, just like that. It's one step. Yeah.
And up the other
My level 1, I had to teach kicking. That was my. I was sent away from my homework was to go and teach kicking.
nice nudge.
Mostly, I think, because
Better. Start pretty square and we got it down the line. So
they were good.
ugly.
Like you.
They're going to hold up some fingers behind my back, so they're going to know what the answer's going to be. So when you're grubber kicking, how many times will the ball bounce before it sits up? What have I got behind my back? Thank you very much. Okay. You'll have said that because that's what you get told from a very small age. And I understand why you get told that, because it's a common misconception. You'll decide how many times that ball will roll on. That is something called the Magnus effect. It's all about the speed of the air inside the ball against the flow of gravity. No, okay. But anyway, that's your other bit of homework. Look up Magnus effect. So, if I'm doing a grubber the kick, I'm kicking on the top third of the ball. If I'm a lefty, I would tend, as a general rule, to keep my left hand on top, steadying with the right hand, kicking there, so the ball will run. If I'm a righty, obviously, I'm going to have my right hand on there and I'm going to strike that top third. So in terms of the ball sitting up, and in this mud it's going to be almost impossible, I want somebody to tell me when this ball is going to sit up. Now, 4 rolls. Okay, so that's not 3. Let's try this, a bit more distance on it. This time? Nothing at all, doesn't. Okay? Let's jam it in here, let's see what happens. Up! Right, so the point is, you decide, roughly, now it may well be 3 every time, so be it. And all you need to understand is, get used to yourselves kicking. Up! You guys don't get it right sometimes. Okay, the point is, if you understand what the ball is doing, you've got a slight advantage of the defender. Okay, because what will happen is at some stage, that ball will be bouncing and bouncing and you recognise it's going to sit up now and you call it, and as it sits up, you don't break stride, you run on the ball, score the try, wait for chicks. Chicks do 2 things, scars and try scorers. Okay? Okay, that's why you never see forwards with good looking girls. So, unless of course any of you here are forwards, in which case you're harmless. So what we're looking at here. So what I want you guys to do along this sort of dryish bit is working in pairs, is drilling the ball along to the opposite guy, and I want the other person on that side to judge when he thinks the ball is going to sit up no matter how low and come onto the ball. Quick tip. When would we never, Harry, I'm just going to nudge you, buddy. Thanks, mate. Yes, mate. You probably wouldn't get any filming light. No, I don't. Okay, we're going to go on the on that. Let's go on the bring it home. Get their cars with their headlights. That would be great.
Oh, young eyes, young eyes.
So, over the partners again, grab a ball, maybe in your 3s or your 2s, whatever you are, but try and see the line from here. You're about 15 metres away from each other. Rubber kick to each other, and try and judge when the ball is going to sit up. I want you to call up when you think it's going to come up. I want you to shout up when you think it's going to sit up. Birdies, never sat up once. Nothing changes. Head over, weight through, kicking the top third of the ball. Up. Good judge. Up. Top half of the ball. Oh no! Back to your judgment and start thinking about coming onto the ball. This is great counter-attack opportunities. Oh, forced him back. Oh, well done. You judged it, but because your hands are tucked, nothing changes. Oh, you guys, don't you? Oh, why didn't you come on to it? That's perfect. You bottle it. Alright, in your caps, let's see how much we've learned from this. I need, in your pairs, it doesn't matter if you haven't worked with each other before. But here's the deal. Can I have a ball without a group without a ball here, facing that way, roughly on the touch line, and I need kickers roughly about here with me, in this line here, please. So let's have half you guys over there, half of you over there, without the ball. Okay, I can't see the dark here, who's that? Callum, right, Callum, what I'm going to do, two big ugly defenders in the way, so you may have to go around them, mate. Yeah, but don't worry about them, just drop your shoulder. See the bloke, he's got his hands behind his back. He's vulnerable, okay? He's vulnerable. It's like wildebeest, mate. It's like separate the weak and the vulnerable and then go for them, all right? Drop your shoulder. Divide and conquer. Okay, Callum? Yep. Let's see how well you judge the ball. Remember what we said? Scars and tries. Well, you haven't got a scar yet, but you're going to score a try. I want you to judge when this ball is going to sit up, catch it, score a try. Off you go. Play. My bad. I'll tell you for why. Because of the mud. So what we're going to do with our kickers, we're going to come further across here, tighten the angle. Who's that? Who? Lucas. Lucas. Okay. I'm going to call you George. Okay? Older members of the crowd will get that.
Yeah, gone, just gone.
Ready? Let's see what you got. Let's go. There you go. Try. And then what's going to happen? Obviously not me. Why? Because I'm ancient. But you would then swap over, George. You come here. And your buddy is going to come over there and he's going to be the runner. So we're going to see how well you judge these kicks coming through. So don't make life too difficult for him. Quite a tight angle. Henry, go on, buddy. Put a kick in, put a kick in, put a kick in. Okay, somebody else. George Murphy. Give the ball to Henry again. He's going to do that again. H, come on. A bit tighter, buddy. A bit tighter. Well, I meant it's like a kick but sloppier. Okay, one more. It's like, see where Pinky and Perky are standing down there, so in their direction.
Oh.
Hey, if you were kicking for me, you must really hate me. Tell you what, you guys might need to go a little bit wider because the ground's so firm, I haven't realised how well it's rolling. So go a bit wider. Yeah, keep going, buddy. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right, put one in now. Just across the face of it. Yeah, go on, across the face of it. Boom, 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 boom. Sit up. You don't get to be this good looking without... Anyway, the point's made. So, where's my running team? Here we go. Back to you again, Callum.
Callum. Okay, George. You ready? Yep.
Sit up. Oh, knock on. Flop it over. Who's working with Theo?
Rolling
Harry,
Williams.
let's go. Anybody, doesn't matter as long as there's two of you working. Good. Sit up. Yes, well judged. Where's my next pair? Any pair, let's go. Pick a pair. Good. Is that you, Sam? Yeah. Touch of a serial killer here.
Oh!
Is that you, Luke? Is that you? You may want to get your own back, I don't know, it's up to you. Oh, I like that, I like that! Oh! He's still got it! That's a great run!
Get it on camera.
I don't got all that yet.
Great
It'd have run out by then.
12. Right!
Let's just come back, come this side or something so I
This is
can, I
going
need
to
to
die
up
now
here.
for weeks. Here we go! Who's up? Where's my pair?
And the line.
So we're kicking the top third of the ball, rolling it on end, not lashing a boot. Go. Ready? Go! Sit up. Oh, bit too heavy on the kick. Tom, let's go, Tom.
Come get in a line behind here, boys. You know the line.
Go!
In a bit of an order.
Let's get some running and kicking done here. Go! Yes, I like it. Sit up! Yes! Try time! Judge it! Oh! Good effort though. Make sure you swab over, take your share of running and kicking. Yes, sit up. Yeah. Oh!
County
Bit
player.
too cash on the pickup.
County player. County player.
County player. County player. For Kent, surely.
Used to be.
Let's go. Top third of the ball. Oh, got a bit firmer. Got a firmer foot. Top third of the ball. Sit up. Yes, well judged. Good timing. Oh, yes, sit up. Boom. Try time. Oh, hello. That's perfect. Oh, Henry.
County player.
Another one.
I didn't realise so many Kent County players had infiltrated the session tonight. Oh, sit up early. Oh.
Just this pitch, though.
Theo, you must really hate it, man.
It's gone up the bank.
I like that. Sit up. Boom.
Nice, Sean.
And again, sit up. Yes. Last couple then. Not bad. Sit up. Oh. Unlucky, Cal. Oh, nice touch. Sit up, early. Yes. Great nudge, H. Yeah, he's up.
Hamstrings, Harry, hamstrings. Bit tight. Can't accelerate.
Does he beat you up for your dinner money or something? Is that what it is? Or get you to do his homework? He recovered that for you, didn't he? Eh? He recovered that for you. That was sloppy. That top third of the ball. I like that a lot. Sit up. Yes. Perfect kick. Perfect judgment, Theo. Well done. Yes, here it comes. Oh!
It's like a Formula One guy.
You can never judge for the sniper in the crowd, can you? Last couple. Here we go. Big finish. I tell you when that would have been really good. If we were playing over in Guildford, that could have been like a great kick. Last couple. Take the weight off it. Oh, nearly overran it. Take the weight off it. If you're finding it's going too far, take the weight off the kick, which means nudge it a little bit easier. Less weight on the kick. Sit up. Bow. Oh. So when you said county player,
Yeah, reserve, obviously.
I'll tell you what it is. You know when you sit in the bench, you've got splinters in your backside. That's what it is, mate. When you sit in the bench often. Come on, Henry. You know you've got more than that, mate. Come on, deliver. Do your thing.
Nice and clean, George.
Oh, I like that, Theo. I like that. I like that. I like that. If only it had reached him. Oh!
That's what?
Get back over there and redeem yourself. Mate. Get back over there and redeem yourself. All right. This side. Here we go. Big finish. Big finish.
Mate.
Oh! You know the hard work.
Yeah, don't let.
I thought I was trying to
Well done.
Nice pick up.
Okay, 3 to go. Here we go. Big 3. Not bad, Carl. I like that.
Ready to commit.
Henry's got himself in front. He's like, yeah. Good again. Who's nudging for Henry?
Lucas.
Sorry. Lucas, let's go.
Oh.
Henry, come back, buddy. That was like, he did that on purpose.
Hey,
He
just-
told me before he kicked it.
Very good
I can
done.
make his life a misery. Come on, man. You can't finish on that. Hang on. He's nearly there. He's nearly there. Go on, Edge. Judge it. Sit up. He always does that. Henry, come on, one more cut. Come on.
Go, Chester. Go, Ches.
Come on, buddy. Come on, big yourself up. Come on. Here we go. Big finish. Judge it. Don't forget the wing. In you come. Goals, but we got that. Okay, here's a tip, by the way. When you're arriving, chasing a ball that's bobbling, either a grubber or maybe a little drop punt you've dropped in behind the defence, which we haven't really had time to do tonight, always arrive about a pace away from it. You know, you've been judging it and watching it to sit up. Never arrive at a bouncing ball just as it's about to sit up from that position there. Why?
Go straight up.
Yeah, it's not your knees you want to worry about, actually. That's not your hands you want to worry about either. Right? So crown jewels. So as you're there, it's like that. That's why you see people going, and you're counting them. The other one is when we do the chip over the top, you know, the one where we just drop it in behind the defence, that sort of one. How often you see guys arrive with the ball on each go,
Yep.
so arrive about a metre away from it. If it pitches and runs on, you're in perfect place to chase it. If it does sit up, boing, sits back up, you're in perfect place to accelerate on the ball and catch it, and off you go. Try not to arrive, unless, I mean, sometimes you can catch it on the full, obviously, that's great. But if you can't get it on the full, a little drop over, arrive about a metre behind. Let it do its thing, and then you'll be able to see. It's a bit like coming onto a pass from depth, isn't it? If you're too flat, bad things happen. If you're coming onto the ball from depth, good things happen. Same when you're chasing the ball. So, we've looked at our fundamentals today, haven't we? We've looked at how we set up for a kick, how we approach it, how we actually strike the ball and release, with our weight, and we've talked all about getting our weight through the kick.
Don't need to do anything else.
We've experimented a little bit, we've kicked on the run, we've kicked off on a pass, scrummies have been box kicking, we've talked about that, we've tried a little centering exercise to keep our balance. You've done an awful lot tonight, you've worked really, really hard over the best part of a lot longer than I expected. Any questions? I knew I said I was going to speak to the coaches a lot, but I didn't really get the chance because I was just trying to rattle through the weather. Any questions? Any thoughts? Because you're the important guys, not us here. We're watching and having a bit of fun and I'm coaching, but any thoughts from you guys? So give me one thing you're going to take away from tonight. One thing. About the spiral kick. What about the spiral kick? It's the angle of the ball and you come through the medial part of the ball. I think one thing you're going to take away, AJ.
Seam straight down the middle of the five.
So, nice. One thing, Cal.
The shape when you're taking the ball to kick. So like, yeah, so.
Good, so your weight's there and you're not leaning back. Good. One thing. Well done. One thing.
Listen down the back of the ball to
Good, so the points go forward. Good. And what's the other one? Never chase the ball that Lucas is kicking. All right.
yeah.
Good. Well done. Hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. Thanks to Hayden for inviting me down. Really enjoyed it. I'm sorry I didn't get a chat to you guys as much as I would have liked, but the conditions were pretty miserable. I just wanted to get the guys through.
We heard plenty from you and we got birds out of watching these guys. So.
Great.
Guys, just give Rolly a round of applause, guys. And, thank you very much. Guys, there is, we just need to pack the balls up and so on, but there is food inside, so, you know, a bit of soup and so on. You know, it's not
Huzzah! Soup!
perfect to eat, I'm sure it's going to be like that. So stick around, I'm sure if you've got a question for Rolly, then I'm sure that he will answer that for you.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Hey guys, inside.
Right, fellas, round ahead. Let's go.
Did you see the teaching at the base of the
Right, boys.
Cheers, Pete.
Don't know what you do with that now. Yeah, that's right.